What up guys? So guys, today I'm going to need your attention for the next few minutes. First of all, let's introduce our today's host, myself. Without any more chit-chat, let's spill the tea and straight to the video. Our first chapter begins with globalization, national systems, and multinational companies. Before we start our trip, this is our learning objectives for today. Nature of contemporary globalization. Contemporary globalization since the 1980s has been associated with a neoliberal form of unrestrained capitalism that promotes deregulation, privatization, free trade, and limiting government roles. The United States has been a major force behind this model, while developing nations often provide cheap labor and resources. However, new players like China and India are also rising in the competitiveness and influence. A defining trend is financialization, the exponential growth of international finance, banking, and speculation, fueled by complex financial products. This contributed to the 2008 crisis. For employment, globalization has created pressure to cut costs, maximize efficiency, and offshore jobs from Western countries. It has led to more precarious work arrangements like temporary contracts and growth of informal work sectors without regulation. Second, debating globalization. There are differing views on the extent and impacts of contemporary globalization. Some see it as an unprecedented shift to a borderless global economy dominated by foodless multinational corporations. But others argue aspects of this strong globalization thesis are exaggerated. Critics point out that global trade and investment flows were proportionally as high or higher before World War I. And much economic activity still occurs largely within traditional trading blocs centered on the US, Europe, and Asia. Also, rather than becoming detached from home countries, most multinationals retain strong national ties in terms of senior management, finance, and assets. The idea they are now placeless is questionable. Globalization and MNCs. Multinational corporations have expanded rapidly to control huge global production networks and supply chains crossing many countries. Their decisions and investment shape worldwide flows of money, jobs, resources, and technology. Some see MNCs building global prosperity through trade and investment, but critics blame them for lowering labor and environmental standards. So, while they spread business internationally, MNC expansion faces countercurrents. Their growth interacts with ongoing divergence and between national systems. It brings both integration and tension. MNCs, the state, and national effects. Multinationals rely on national infrastructures and regulation, so are not footloose from states. MNCs retain a home cultural imprint, but also adapt operation to host countries. So global expansion interplays with enduring national varieties of capitalism liberal free markets like the US versus more coordinated statistic economies. In navigating this home and host environment, MNCs leverage specific strength of different models, but adaptation brings cost too. Their growth combines integration with ongoing divergence between national systems and intuition, powerful but not detached. Last one, conclusion. While contemporary globalization has intensified networks and flows, generating powerful multinational firms, it remains an uneven and contested process that combines pressure for convergence with persistent institutional divergence between national systems that continue shape these firms. In summary, global flows interplay with persistent nationalism and institutional diversity. Contemporary globalization remains partial and constrained. I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention to my video, and I'll see you on the next weekly presentation. I'm Fauzi Arfan, signing out. Bye-bye.